Hello everyone. For the record, I don't tend to make this my channel here so heavily featured on drama or anything like that. I just don't like that. But I'll talk about things, all this stuff here on YouTube that happens that matters to me. People who I watch, people who I contribute to, people who I like and subscribe to. And like how I did before with BF vs. GF on their video, and like one of my earliest videos was on Drew Wario's passing or suicide. But nevertheless, I'm hoping I'll only if you see the title, of course, you know what it is, and it's my thoughts on Christina Grimmie passing. Some of you may not know, Christina Grimmie is, if you don't know, check out her stuff on YouTube. I will support a link for her channel. Not just her channel, but her Facebook and her Twitter down below. I want to contribute as much as I humanly can for this. Christina Grimmie is, to me, one of the best female musicians, has not just that, one of the best female musicians on YouTube. On all this history, really. And I've been a fan probably since 2011, at least. I remember subscribing when she, at least back at that point, when her YouTube name wasn't really that, it was Zelda X Love. I remember that. I remember when she changed that title to just Christina Grimmie, because YouTube has a feature now of just changing your YouTube name. So, yeah, I'm only going to talk about YouTubers really genre that which I personally have a connection to. Ergo, this video. If you don't know what happened, yesterday, Christina Grimmie, she was doing a meet and greet in Orlando, Florida, or at least on YouTube. On YouTube here, she has like 3 million subscribers. On Facebook and Twitter, I don't know how much, but I do know it's more than just 500,000 each. She's a very popular musician here on YouTube. And yesterday, last night I think it was, she did a meet and greet in Orlando, Florida, with a bunch of her fans. And I think this is like, I don't know who exactly it was. I think I heard people say it's a stalker. I don't know for sure. But someone, like a fan, at least, I don't know, 100% for sure, but someone came up to her and shot her a few times, and she died. To me, this is immensely shocking and deeply sad. And when I heard it, and I heard some people on YouTube talk about it, I'm like, oh shit, what the hell happened? I'm like, oh my god. This YouTuber who I love to watch, and granted, she may not have been one of my particular, like, even though she was, not to throw her away, but she was like never like, I do really love her music. If I was to make like, my top 10 favorite musicians on YouTube, she would definitely rank among them. But she wouldn't be like my top 3 or 4. I don't know 100% for sure, but she would definitely be among them. She was shot dead. My first response is, why? Why her? Why does whoever did this, and for the record, the person who killed her killed himself as well, as soon as that, sometime after when that happened. My first thought is just why? Why her? She didn't deserve it. To that person, I know they're no longer around as well, but at least consider how huge and how monumental she is. And I understand that, people have disabilities they can't control. I grew up with many people who did. That's just the number one thing that's going through my head right now is just why freaking her? Why her? Why her among people? She was one of the most innocent. She wasn't mean. She wasn't anything rude or terrible like that. She was just plain her. She was sweet. Granted, I never knew her in real life. I never met her. For the record, I always wanted to go to one of her concerts. She never even came close to my area, which is very much British Columbia. And I'll never get that chance now to meet her. One of my favorite musicians on YouTube. How would you like it if one of your favorite musicians or someone you really love and admire and you wanted to see them and you had one chance to meet them and it's like they're taken from you. And it reminds me, and hopefully it reminds everyone of how cherishable and how monumental people around you, how important, how grateful you need to be, essentially, even if you have a bad past with them. Like, granted, when I was younger, even still now, me and my sister would never get along. We were constantly in fights. We would never ever agree on anything. We were constantly at each other's throats. But even at our worst times, she was still my sister, and I still loved her. And it's like, they hear maybe like, oh, one day it's like, I know it's in our own fate to die, essentially, and she will one day. That's a full-on fact. Don't get upset for me for saying that, for the record. I'm sorry, but it just reminds me so deeply of how much we need to cherish people who are around us, and who we love, and who we appreciate the most, and how quickly they can be taken from us, and it's unfortunate. And as much as I want to get kind of big and here on YouTube, this is one of my biggest fears, is that you become so big that you probably have a fan who's a bit mentally unstable, who should have someone looking over them, and yet they go to someone who they quite like, and they're like, oh boy, this person coming near my place, I'm gonna kill him. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? What the fuck? And it's upsetting, like that, to someone who's so positive, he was so fun and enthusiastic. You could tell, you can easily tell through her videos that how fun and how chipper and how upbeat she was, and how courageous, and she was always supporting for charities and events like that, and how kind-spirited she was. And to see someone like her taken away from us so young, I think she's like 22, 23. She's at least older than me, at least, and it sucks so fucking bad that she was taken from us. And how much is too much of a fan base. And this is one of the prime things about being a celebrity, that is that, you know, you can either get a high from being that big highlight like that, or you won't want it. Like some musician or some people, I know, like that. And then some people who kind of get into that big spotlight point and they're kind of like, what do I do now? And Christina Grimmie, for me, was a great example of how the moment you get so famous, you can use that for a better way. She took advantage of where she was. She's like, yeah, I'm in a huge position now. I'm greatly talented. She was on The Voice, and she did all that. And she's like, now I've got so much attention on me, I'm gonna help charities. And it's like, God, like, she's such a rare kind of a spirit here. She's so chipper and upbeat. I have a cold for the record. It really sucks. Fucking A, man. Fuck. It breaks my heart to see someone who you love and admire taken away so fast. And I've had three out of four of grandparents of mine who are gone. And I've had a pet. One of my cats is gone. And again, it just reminds me how fast someone you love could go like that. And it breaks your heart when you see a hero or an inspiration like that, to see them gone. To all her family members and to all of her friends, I sincerely am sorry, and I don't. And while I have experienced, a loss of a family member, to lose your, I remember watching the videos last year. She has an older brother, and I'm an older brother, and our sister was younger. It's how terrifying would that be to just have your sister or your own daughter taken away like that? Because a mad, fucked up fan is hey, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Jesus, insecurity. What the hell was going on there? But I don't want to conspirate too much about it. But nevertheless, her her death is a true loss for YouTube, and she is, in my opinion, one of the best female voices YouTube has ever had. She is loyal, and I am forever loyal and grateful for the music she has blessed us with. And I am beyond words of her loss. And I want to say, even though like I said before in certain videos, if any of my family members are watching this, I'm just saying for the sake of it, if you do come across it, unexplainable words. To have a daughter who is taken away from you, or a younger sister like that. It's a pain. It's a feeling I will never have. Nor would I want to have. I don't want my sister or my mom or my dad or my best friends taken away from me, like killed, like so young. We're so young and full of life. And Christina Grimmie, above all people, she was on a path of fame and success that was like not only bursting with greatness and joy, but it seemed like she was consistent with what she was doing. She loved it, and she was literally just constantly, like I said before, she would use it for good, but it seemed like for her it would always somehow get a little bit bigger. She would always, like I said before, she would help and contribute to certain cancer facilities and charities, which made her a great cherishable spirit. And for me, she will always be remembered for a wonderful spirit. And in my opinion, one of the most principled musicians here on YouTube. And rest in peace. I wish her family and her friends well. And as a fan, it's really upsetting to see her gone. And I'll never get a chance to meet her. Ever. And I'm sorry. I'm lost for words, quite literally. But I don't want to drag this out too much. So it would have been more than 10 minutes at least. So yeah, I am, to me, she's a true tragedy lost. And above all things, she was a rare kind of a spirit that I would see her on YouTube. She wasn't someone to become blinded by her own success. She would use her success as a good thing. And I've had any fans of, not just my fans, but any fans of hers who are watching, don't just be upset about it. Take this as an example of how someone could just get taken away like that so far. But nonetheless, I'm trying to wrap it up without becoming sidetracked or whatever. In the end, Christina Grimmie, rest in peace. And God bless you, and God bless your family. I may not be religious myself, but she and her family was, so. There's nothing more than tragic, and it's a pain I don't want to feel. No one wants to feel. No one wants to feel like a child, or a brother, or a sister, or a friend who is taken away early in life, especially when you're so full of life. Okay, I'm going to end this phrasing. In the end, she will always be missed, and she is, in my opinion, one of my favorite musicians on YouTube ever. She will be missed by family, friends, fans, and people who loved her for who she was and what she stood for. She was a YouTube hero. Not just that, but a true hero for anyone who wanted to accomplish their dreams on YouTube. And she was a clear example of that. And I'm sure she wanted for anyone to remember that. Brian told her the moment she died. And in the end, rest in peace, Christina Grimmie. I'll always miss you. Not just me, fans and family. Fans of yours and family members. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Christina Grimmie. You're a true hero lost. A rare kindred spirit who was taken away early. Rest in peace.